In the sleepy town of Willow Creek, nothing ever happened, or so everyone thought. Olivia Thompson was the exception to the rule. Her house on Elm Street was always buzzing with activity, as if she was running a never-ending party. And indeed, she was, but not the kind that served punch and cookies. No, Olivia's parties were of the more personal variety. Rumors swirled like wildfire through the town's tight-knit community. Olivia's got another one. She's got a newbie on the block, and it wasn't just gossip. It was fact. Men came and went from her house at all hours, sometimes staying for weeks, sometimes just for a night. Olivia didn't care what anyone thought. She did as she pleased. Elizabeth Warner watched it all with a mix of fascination and disgust. She'd known Olivia since childhood, but their lives had taken very different paths. Elizabeth was married to the town's respected lawyer, Tom, and had 2 adorable kids. But as she gazed out at Olivia's vibrant life, she couldn't help but feel a pang of envy. Why did everyone get to have all the fun except her? As the days passed, Elizabeth found herself growing more and more resentful towards Olivia. It wasn't fair that she got to live life on her own terms while Elizabeth was stuck in a loveless marriage. But little did she know, things were about to take an unexpected turn. As I watched Olivia's latest conquest, my own husband, saunter out of her house with a sly grin on his face, I felt the familiar sting of jealousy pierce through me like a knife. Why did she get to have all the fun while I was stuck in a dull marriage? My mind raced with thoughts of what could have been if I had taken risks and lived life on my own terms. I tried to shake off the feeling, telling myself I was being ridiculous. After all, my husband loved me, didn't he? But as I looked around at our monotonous living room, decorated with beige walls and mismatched furniture, I couldn't help but feel like I was drowning in a sea of boredom. Olivia, on the other hand, seemed to be living life in technicolor. Her house was always filled with laughter and music, her garden overflowing with vibrant flowers and lush greenery. She had a way of making every moment count, whether it was hosting dinner parties or taking spontaneous road trips. And men, oh men, they couldn't get enough of her. I felt like I was stuck in a never-ending loop of resentment and longing. Why couldn't it be more like Olivia? Free, spirited, adventurous, and desirable. The thought sent a pang of sadness through me as I realized that my jealousy wasn't just about Olivia's lifestyle. It was about my own lack of fulfillment. I tried to push the thoughts away, focusing on the mundane tasks ahead of me, but they lingered in the back of my mind like a dark cloud.
Little did I know, this feeling would soon boil over into action, setting off a chain reaction that would change everything forever.
Elizabeth seethed with rage as she watched her husband walk out of their house, heading straight into Olivia's waiting arms. She had seen enough, and her jealousy was now a burning fire that consumed her every waking moment. It was time to take matters into her own hands. With a plan forming in her mind, Elizabeth began to subtly undermine Olivia's relationships one by one. She would whisper rumors and lies to Olivia's latest conquests, hoping to scare them off. And when that didn't work, she started leaving notes on Olivia's doorstep, warning the men away from her wild lifestyle. But Olivia was no fool. She had seen Elizabeth's game coming a mile away and was ready for it. With the slyest smile, she began to play along, using Elizabeth's tactics against her. Olivia would leave fake phone numbers and email addresses on Elizabeth's husband's desk, pretending to be interested in him. And when that didn't work, she started spreading rumors about Elizabeth's own unhappy marriage. The 2 women engaged in a cat and mouse game of sabotage and revenge, with neither willing to give up. The quiet town was now abuzz with gossip and drama, as the battle for love raged on. But amidst all the chaos, Olivia remained calm and collected, her determination to prove herself unwavering. Elizabeth, on the other hand, was becoming increasingly unhinged. Her anger and jealousy were consuming her, and she was starting to lose sight of what was truly important. As the battle continued, it seemed that only one person would emerge victorious. But at what cost? I thought about Olivia, the woman who had once been the center of my obsession. Her name still brought a twinge of resentment to my mind, but it was no longer fueled by jealousy or anger. Instead, I felt a sense of detachment, as if I'd finally stepped back and seen her for what she truly was. A symbol of the life I could have had. The realization hit me like a ton of bricks. I didn't need Olivia's life to be happy. I didn't need any man to complete me. The thought sent a shiver down my spine as I realized just how much freedom I'd gained by leaving behind the toxic relationships and societal expectations that had once held me back. As I gazed out at the sea, I felt a sense of awe wash over me. This was what I'd been searching for all along, not some fleeting thrill or validation from others, but a deep connection to myself. And it was here in this peaceful haven that I could finally start building that connection. I took a deep breath, feeling the salty air fill my lungs as I let go of the past and all its drama. I was done with the games, done with the sabotage, done with the need for validation from others. It was time to focus on me, on my own desires, my own needs, and my own happiness. And as I stood there, bathed in the warm sunlight, I knew that this was just the beginning of my journey towards self-discovery and empowerment. No men required.